Fellas, we're back. Now, being a transmasculine man puts you in a really peculiar spot when it comes to the acronym of LGBT, LGBTQ, LGBTQIA. But where we fall in that acronym kind of puts us in a place where nobody really cares about us as transmasculine men. Which leads me to today's topic. Does your friend group, if they are in the L and the G, I'm going to talk about why the B doesn't necessarily fall in this group for some reason. Whether if your friend group in the L or the G, if they validate you. Do you feel seen? Do you feel heard? Do you feel like you can express who you are as a trans man? Do you feel like you can get certain things off your chest and you get that feedback that you need? If you have a cis group of friends in your stealth, and let's say somebody knows, or even family members, do you ever feel that that friend group that you're around validates you? Do you feel like you're getting empathy, which is what everyone needs at the end of the day? Someone to say, you know what, I understand where you're coming from. I really do. Even if I don't understand you totally, I understand where you're coming from because I can put myself in your shoes by way of this that I've been through. We're going to talk about whether or not, from my vantage point and where I come from, as far as my transition and how we made friends, to what I see today, the guys I mentor and I talk to, and all of the things that I've heard go back and forth with the L, the G, the B, and the T, and where it comes to validation across the board. This is your coach, Liam, human movement scientist. I'm a trans man of 29 years. Extremely proud of that. For you folks that ask me if I'm misleading people, I will get to a video on that. I can't wait. And I'm also a coach. I've coached over 10,000 cis folks, several cis men. I've also coached over 5,000 trans brothers. And this right here hopefully is helping you as well. This channel is here for the transmasculine men that do not have representation. So if what I say, as the tarot people says, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, baby. And if it doesn't resonate at all, then find what does for you. I have no problem with that, because once you reach a point of clarity in self, when you get to this journey, you walk through fire to be who you are, you have no reason to ask for validation. I mean, it's really cool and I love the support, but what I love the most is seeing when young men say, I've been looking for someone to help me. Thank goodness I found you, because I didn't have that. I had to learn things on my own and the hardest fucking ways possible. That's why this is here. I'm not the only one that feels the way I do, and you don't have to agree. That's the cool part of living and let live. Now let's get on with this shit, man. All right, so back when I was younger, there was no internet, you know what I mean? Insert old man music. There was no internet. You had to meet people face to face. You didn't have a smokescreen that you could hide behind and create a person. You really did give whatever it was that you were right there face to face, and people could decide if they wanted to be your friend. That also helped build people's trust in their gut, because they got person-to-person contact. So you were able to know by way of pattern recognition how people would behave, because that's how they come. People come in waves of pattern, and you could point it at, you could point it out a lot more easily. Now it's a lot harder because people can make up whoever they want to be right here on the internet. So when I was making friends, you had to go through those pain points, and you really had to look in someone's face, and you could feel who was there for you. Now, you all don't have that. What you have now is a bunch of people that either are going to make you their entertainment behind your back. They're going to compare themselves to you because they might wear the same clothes you do. But wearing boys' clothes makes you a boy not. Just like taking testosterone does not make you a man. You know who you are from day one, whether you have on boys' clothes or girls' clothes. For a long period of your life, you had to wear girls' clothes any damn way. Boys' clothes are freedom for trans men. They're fashion for lesbians. I'm gonna make a video about that shit too. But when I've seen too many arguments between the two groups, like you're arguing for the same thing. And I ask guys all the time, do you sit down with your aunties and your grandma and argue with them about your manhood? Because that's the same thing you're doing. You're arguing with ladies about whether or not you're a man on the inside, or you're an authentic man, or who you are and how much more of a man. Why do you need the validation? Because you're not surrounding yourself with people that can validate you naturally. People that will say the shit that you feel. And you're like, man, I didn't want to say it because I'm around this group, or you've got to say something and then put that little sweet, nice guy part on the end so you don't offend everyone in your group around you. And that doesn't mean that I feel like people should have a pass to be an ass. No. But you should absolutely. Representation is important. It's necessary to build healthy human beings. Guidance with proper representation is important. And the validation that you get when it comes from the people that are like you, that walk the walk you want to walk, that can show you without gatekeeping, or it's got to be a transactional relationship, a comparative relationship, you the butt of the joke, no shade. That's when you know you found your people. When you can be and just be. And the anxiety just melts away. And you've all been in that situation with people. And hopefully you're not at the point in your life where insecurity ran them away. Because sometimes when you find your people, you can be like Elmira from the cartoons back when I was little. I'm going to hug you, I love you, oh my God. You don't want to be that way either. There'll be videos about that too. How to cultivate a friendship with the right people that are your people. And it's not just the L and the G. A lot of the trans community is the same way. And you know why? Because the more masculine you become, you look like the people that hurt them. That doesn't matter. I didn't hurt you. This is just who I am. If I look like a hegemonic community and you wonder if I am, why not ask me? What happened to empathy and embracing first in this love and light community that we're in? One of the last places that you get it, and I'm speaking from experience, and not because I went in upset. I went in like, yes, finally. I'm about to be around some people that understand me. It's going to be empathy around me. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking about the fact that I'm walking in with a bigger beard than somebody, or I got muscles, or, you know, whether or not I've dated cis women, or, I'm definitely not sizing up your fashion. I'm a man. I'm not that kind of dude. I got my own style, and whatever you wear is what you wear. And you ain't gonna catch me with glittery shit on, no way. That's just me. But one thing I am is my arms are open to true community. And anybody that knows me will tell you that. I don't fool with fakeness. And you will get that a lot if you don't know who you are. And you'll get that a lot if you haven't found your tribe that validates you. How do I know? Because I went through it. Got my feelings hurt, busted, and was ready to fight everybody. And that's one thing they don't do. So I didn't know how to handle the situation. Because I grew up in Gen X, we like to fight. So I was ready to do whatever I had to do. Oh, you gonna make a fool out of me? Okay, well, let's do it. And then I started to find out, wait a minute, you guys are operating a lot like y'all know. So I had to go back to the drawing board. Like, damn. And then there are certain things you just don't want to share with some of your cis guy friends. I mean, shit, you just don't want to, because it's a thing. Representation matters. And I have a ton of cis guy friends. Cool as hell. Got they back, got my back. We done fought together, all kind of stuff. Fraternal organizations, all that. But it's a difference. Sometimes you end up being the fetish in the room with all of your friends. I remember being in that situation. I'm surrounded by, my homies, gay dudes, had a couple drag queens in the room, and everybody was looking at me like, this one, honey. Like, how am I the one that's confused? What I like ain't even in here. And I'm supposed to be with friends. I'm supposed to be amongst company. Predatory stuff happens to you too when you don't know your tribe. Another thing that will happen to you if you don't know your tribe is you will have people from this community that will come into your life that want your life. They see All they see is you're happy, you're working out, you got things going for you. You might be married like I am. My wedding ring is, I just washed dishes, but married, they don't see the struggle that came before this, that no one put anything in your lap. And thank you to the person who dropped the resources down in the detransition video. You guys check that out, by the way. I don't need them because I'm good, but I'm sure plenty of the guys that couldn't get them will take advantage now, because there were plenty of people that could not get them, because I've helped them. I know that's a part of the coaching that I do. But you will be taken advantage of. That's the craziest stuff, is within our own community. Let me go back to that. I veer off. ADHD, I veer off. But let me go back to that. If you're transmasculine in this community, the guys that are not as masculine, that are trans men, they look at you like there's an issue. How? If we're the same to you, how? And you don't even know me. Don't know a thing about me. All you know is I speak with assertion. If that's an issue for you, that's your trigger, deal with it. When you walk around people that say things to you like, I don't know what it is, it's just something rubs me the wrong way. You just said it. Something rubs you the wrong way. And unless I put my hands on you, it's not me. That's the inside of you that you need to work on. You might get around cis people that because they like what they see and they can't handle it, what they're going to do is they're going to act stupid. So wait a minute, let me understand. Well, let me help you. You like what I look like. You just don't like how it started out. Any other questions? And this is a proven fact. There's a book called Incognito, one of my fucking favorite books. David Eagleman, Incognito. It's proven. The human eye. And this is a part of the human movement science, neurobiology, neuroscience. I love that stuff. I'm a real big geek. People only see about 30% of what's in front of them. The other 70, they make it up. This is why trans women are attacked on a regular basis. Because man sees feminine. Ooga booga, yeah. And then once what you've made up here doesn't match, that's when they flip. Another reason why you got to find your tribe. Because your tribe, the community did that to me. They looked at me and they saw, oh, hell no. Not, damn, let me ask you how you got this. How did you get your beard to grow like that? What are you doing with your workout? But you did the same thing that cis people do to us. This is why you find your tribe. This is why your friends should validate you. And don't throw friend around to everybody. Take applications like you Ferrari, not Walmart. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you guys this stuff because I've been there. I'm trying to save you the pain of going through it. And you ain't going to do nothing but circle back and beat yourself up. And you have no reason to, because you've reached the point of happiness. The point is to move forward and be happy. See, I had to go through a lot of boo-boo to get to this side of happiness. And you don't have to, because your gut tells you. See, you're born with a sixth sense. Boy, I'm telling you, this shit is cool as hell once you get to know yourself. You're obsolete. Listen, it'll tell you. Excitement isn't always good. You get around somebody, you start talking real fast. You feel like you need to prove yourself to them. You're like, man, they be like, leave them alone. Because people that soothe you will help you slow down. They'll be like, hey man, chill. I want to hear it. You good? Or they'll just ask you questions. Oh, really? Well, tell me about that. I didn't know about that. Even if they know about it, they want to hear you say it. Because they know how it feels to be trapped and locked up by everybody for so long. To not be understood in every room you walk in, even the rooms that have a sign on the door that includes you. Don't be fooled. Be smart. Be kind, but don't be stupid. And don't be nice, be good. Nice, you'll fall for anything. You waiting for a bowl of food. Good, you looking to see what they having and who all gonna be there. I might not even go. That's how you keep your peace. Alright? Much love to y'all, man. Like, subscribe, share, comment. If you don't agree with me, be like, whatever, Liam. My friends love me. Go to hell. That's fine. If that's the way you feel. If you understand, tell me about it. Tell me about it. If you're interested in coaching or mentoring, email me. Y'all take care. More to come.